It's Janai Kai, and honestly, I hate Vonnie.
Hello, all you indie darlings out there. We finally got a name for this podcast because this is an added piece of Vonnie Wave Network. Thank y'all for tuning in and subscribing. And for me to finally have a name to this beautiful beast, it's only right that I have a big name on the actual podcast itself. First and foremost, before we get into introducing you, I just want you to know you scared the shit out of me. Every interaction I've had with you, there's been the fear of God, but I've always left feeling like, you know what, you are a good person. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with right now?
This is the kick demon Janai Kai here.
Miss Kai, listen, I want to tell you all about yourself and how great you are. And I promise you, I'm not doing this because you made me do so, but more so because you be really rocking and rolling in this indie space, and the world got to know about that shit.
Yes.
Before we get to that point, though, I want to know, my first question is always, how's your spirit? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I've been hella busy, as you know. Sometimes I'm late messaging you back. I'm sorry about that, but I've literally been all over the place. It's been busy, even I guess since the start of 2025, I've just been going crazy, rocking and rolling, traveling everywhere. So it's been pretty good. My spirit's good and everything.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, on some pure groupie shit. Like, you might say you late to messaging me back, but I'm like, nigga, that's Janai Kai right there. So the last time we were actually supposed to have this interview like a while ago, but life got in the way for the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, you unfortunately, the MLW Featherweight title has no longer.
Yep.
But Delmy,
more.
you gonna get back on Delmy. Listen, I already know what type of time it is, but the last time we were supposed to speak, you had just been signed by MLW, and I think Summer of the Beast had happened. You faced Hanako?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about just the interaction with her, that match itself, and just ultimately how you feel in general?
Well, I was fairly familiar with Hanako. I know that she was still new to Stardom, just a couple years in at least. And so I thought it was very interesting that she is now coming over to America and that I get to fight her. So, of course, the first thing I thought about was her height. She's very tall. So
Yo,
she's very different. It already makes her different than all the other girls in Stardom. So that's immediately my thought. And so I was like, okay, I have to study her matches, see what she's been doing. And that's what I did. I went on my Stardom account and everything, and I watched her matches. So, and then meeting her in general, I mean, she's very quiet, but once she's in that ring, she's tearing it up. You can see more of her personality for sure. And I'm kind of glad that I was kind of one of her first few matches in America as well.
That's got to be an honor and a blessing to be able to be one of the first few when they come over.
Yeah.
But not only that, that a lot of people are saying the same about you as well.
Oh, yeah?
Of course. What? I'll be the first to tell you, whenever I'm outside having conversations with people and I'm like, hey, I've worked and done stuff with this person, that person, Janai Kai, their eyes light up, and either it's a light up because, oh my God, that's Janai Kai, she's great, or oh God, are you okay? Is everything all right?
That's awesome.
Do you ever let yourself celebrate these wins and stuff that you have?
You know what? I will say I don't do as much as I feel like I should, but I like to be calm, cool, collected, and I'm very to myself. So after certain matches or something, I do kind of rethink everything that just happened. And of course I am proud of myself, but I'm always thinking what's next or what I can do better. So yeah, I always have those little celebration moments, but it's not for too long. I kind of stop myself sometimes.
When is the last time though you had a legit stopped everything and said, no, I'm letting myself bask in this moment. I did this shit. This me. When was that for you?
There was 2 moments, I will say. There was the moment when I was first in Japan for TJPW, when I had my last match there. That's when I was like, "Alright, let me really soak this in." I got kind of emotional, like, just by myself, at that moment, and I was like, "Wow, like, I made it here. This is where I've always dreamed of being, like, since I was a little girl." So, that was one moment there, and I guess the other moment for sure was when I debuted in MLW because yeah, I won the title, but that was also when I came back from my other tour in Japan where I was completely unsure where I was going once I did come back from Japan, and thinking, okay, where is this going to take me? Where am I going to fit in? Because I definitely felt like I fit in Japan, and I hope a lot of people saw that, and people noticed. So once I came back and went to MLW, that was definitely a moment for me. I was like, okay, this is the next step forward.
I respect that. My thing is like, and I think back Japan specifically, I think you had an interview with, I want to say with Sean Ross Sapp, where you said that was one of the hardest you've ever been kicked in your life. When
Yeah,
was that tour?
yeah, I was with Great, GLEAT. That was the tour where I got kicked really, really hard. Gosh, I don't know how I forgot her name, but she's also a black belt. And this was like kind of like a karate style
Yeah.
match in a sense. But she kicked me very, very super hard at the end, and I was
Yo, your
gone.
soul left your body. I'm not even gonna lie
I
to you.
was gone. I don't know why I kicked out, but I was gone.
That was one of you got to make an executive decision. Like, yo, my shoulder's not coming off that mat, bro.
I was like, but wait, we're almost there, I think. We can do it. We can get up from this. No, not at all.
It's crazy though, because like some of the beats when I was there, your kicks, I don't think you, well, I know you realize this. Your kicks echo through the stadiums, the arenas and shit. Like, it legit sound like pow, like
Yes.
the crowd, the way everybody kind of reacts to it, it feels like you can hear a pin drop, then that kick comes just like boom.
Yep. I kind of catch myself off guard sometimes too when I do it. So.
You ever kick somebody and be like, oh, whoa, hold up, maybe I might have did a little bit too much there.
Sometimes I'm like, I just look at them. I'm like, all right, we still going, right? It's like, okay, that's a nice little moment. Let me take a second. All right, let's go. Let's rock and roll.
My last point of all of this, right, is does it ever feel weird to you that people come up to you and kind of fan out over you and your work?
Sort of, only because like I don't know how much of my work is really out there. I know I wrestle a lot, but I don't know how much is really out there enough for people to like watch my matches like that. Like are my matches on someone's For You page? Like what's going on like out there? How do people find my matches? How do they find out about me in general? Because literally I've been doing this for 8 years now, and like there's still some throwback matches up there. I don't know if people like found me when I was maybe like at a Rise Shimmer weekend, or even when I did the Ring of Honor women's tournament thing. Like it's just like so many points of my career where I'm like, I wonder where people found me, because there are people that have been following me since like basically I started like 3 years in or something. And so I keep wondering every year, I'm like, okay, where am I at right now as far as like everyone's radar? So it is kind of weird to me in that way. And then like recently, like even when I'm working at like my other job, like I'm a boxing trainer as well, there are some wrestling fans who take my class, like they don't know it's me though until like it's mentioned, because my job likes to mention I'm a pro wrestler. And so I have some of the members come to me and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm a wrestling mark. Like I love wrestling. I watch MLW, and then they figure out it's actually me because I don't look like Janai Kai, outside of the ring. It's like that. So that when it's like that, it's shocking to me as well. Like it's a little bit more shocking to me.
It's crazy. I'm glad you mentioned that, because they be promoting the hell out of you on their page. I see it all the time. Like, and the way that y'all two kind of sync, first and foremost, the branding of it is beautiful. the way like that branding works for you is amazing. It feels like you were a perfect fit for them. I believe it's called Rumble, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nah. What I want to know is, do you be controlling the aux when it comes to the actual classes?
You know what? Sometimes I could switch up the songs, but I like to keep the playlists how they are because they're just so good. The music is so good. So I just keep it how it is most of the time.
Okay. So what songs is typically on your playlist?
Well, for the Rumble playlist in general, there's like a mixture of things, but everybody knows that I love rock music. So I feel like sometimes when I am going to be teaching on certain days, like those who have more control over the music know that I'm teaching, so they kind of put certain songs for me. There's even some wrestling songs that they pop in there as well. They like to pop in like John Cena's theme, and they put like just different ones, but like that catches me off guard. I'm like, oh, did they know I was teaching today or something? Yeah, but there's like the rock, there's EDM, of course, and like the EDM mixes are so good, so good. I recommend people to take like Rumble boxing classes. There's different locations around the states, but yeah, the music. I'd never really change it. And I taught this morning too. I taught like a 6 a.m. class, and you know, like the music's blasting, but like everyone's loving it. Like it's always a good time.
The fact that you taught that 6 a.m. class and then decided to say, you know what, I'm gonna do this little podcast episode, like that's dedication.
Hey, I kept in mind that I have a good amount of nap time in between. So
can we talk about that too? Like the older you get, like nobody ever talks about how amazing a nice nap, like that shit go a long fucking way.
Yes, I need it. Anytime I see a gap, I'm like, all right, that's nap time right there.
You ever do like the whole nap between shows? You find a nice little like set somewhere in between, like in the middle of the venue, and just like,
you know what? I can't do that. I've seen some people do that, and I can't do that unless I was literally traveling overseas or something. But I can't just take a nap really like that. Kudos to people who can, who are that relaxed, but I can't.
Nah, like it's the whole in public sleeping thing that's kind of weird to me a little bit, but it is some of the places it'd be like, oh, bro, it's mad dust here. My allergies is gonna kick in. It's bad vibes.
Yeah, something.
Speaking of traveling though, you stay in the airport. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, someone told me, they were like, they might as well make a room for you.
On mamas, bro, like there needs to be something above first class just for you in that sense.
I would love that, to be honest.
So, what is the shittiest airport you've ever been to? Please don't say EWR.
No. Gosh. A lot of them are okay, to be honest. There is some that are very small, like the Corpus Christi one is very small. There is one at McAllen, Texas. Like there's some very small Texas ones that I've been at.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think they're bad though, but it's just like kind of weird how like small they are at the same time. But it's cool, like, because it's like you get through the airport quick and all that. There's no long wait and stuff like that. Sometimes Atlanta airport, like it's not even like, it's great how big it is, whatever, but like the staff is not it.
Yo,
you're so mean.
you know that like one big ass. You seem like you have a pre-check. You seem like
I do. Yeah. I have clear and pre-check.
And another part of this episode, we're gonna get into how like you seem like the rich auntie, but we're gonna get past that in a second. When us commoners have to go through like the TSA line, you know that one little area where they got the dogs that be swiveling around and shit?
Yes.
Every single time my heart drops to my ass, I'm like, yo, I got a gun on me. Like, is this the moment I'm going down? Them dogs be big as shit too.
Yes, they are. It's crazy how they tell everyone to separate, go by twos. It's so like weird and funny, but like, oh my gosh, like it is kind of crazy.
You go by twos, and now you walking with the one old lady who's slow as hell. It's like, bro, come on, go. Like, yo, I gotta flight. Yo, fuck is you doing? My thing is just like the line, like Atlanta airport, the train is cool. The unluckiest thing for me about airports is they always put my flight all the way at the back. So like me and my short stubby legs, I gotta walk and make it all the way to the back of the shit.
Always.
And I know you be tired because either you working out or you doing a show, so then you gotta rush back. Like,
Yeah, yeah, I hate it because like there's some airports now when I land and I see what gate or if I have a connection, I see where my gate's at. I kind of know where I have to be now. Like I kind of memorized it by now,
Yeah.
and so I know if like I have time or like sometimes like the app tells you because I have the United app and that's usually what I fly, and so it tells you how far the walk is. And sometimes like even when it's like Atlanta or even Houston, like the Bush one,
Yeah.
th- they tell you like, oh, you got 19 minutes to get to your gate. I'm like, 19 minutes?
Like, excuse me?
I know where it's at. I know where certain stores are at too. Like I like to stop by like the MAC store, like the makeup store on my way because I know what gate or what concourse that's at. So I'm like, okay, I have time to stop by there and then go to my gate or something. But yeah, it's like when those are like 19-minute walks, I'm like, jeez.
19 minutes is great.
It's too crazy.
Before we get into my next question, can we talk about this beat right here that you got? Like, what we doing today? What did we use?
Yo, I have just been not caring really these days, and I'm just like, I'm trying to let my personality show out a little bit more, like kind of like how I was in high school. Because for some reason, I always like to think about high school times when I just didn't care about anything, and my style was just like out of this world. And usually I'm just wearing workout clothes every day. Like I always have my hair like kind of like in a ponytail or whatever. And then I have more of like a simple like no makeup look. But like I like to splash some color in. I like to like show out a little bit more here and there. And so that's what I did today. And like I like to like wear comfy clothes and stuff. So like I like to just have like a different type of style. That's always how I've been. So if I'm not wearing like workout clothes and looking like plain Jane, like you're gonna see me like this.
I'm gonna stop you right there real quick because to my rich auntie point, I seen that did you on Instagram one day. You was in a whip, you had these Versace frames on.
Yeah.
In that moment, I knew. I was like, oh nah, like when it come to fashion, she outside for real.
No, yeah, so unfortunately I don't know where those are.
No,
I know. I was freaking out because I don't put those anywhere. I don't leave it in my car even. I keep it in a specific space in the house or whatever. But I don't know where they went. Like I can't remember the last time I wore them. I think I do remember, but like I keep an eye on those. But besides that, like I was in fashion school, so I do have knowledge of how to
I had a
dress and like
feeling.
style and all of that. So that side of me is still there as well. So I have like a kind of like a unique style, but I also like to wear designer stuff here and there. A little splash of designer, and then like thrifting or something. Put it all together.
To that point, like you are one of the more stylish ones that I've seen on the indies, as far as like just because a lot of times people might just wear some regular shit, like they be bummy or whatever, and it's fine because you know it is what it is. But like after your show, you might throw a fit on Real Live. And I want to know what is a fashion piece that you will never ever advocate for.
That's something that I haven't really thought about because some styles have been brought back, but in their own new, updated way. Like a lot of '90s fashion has been brought back. I don't know if there's anything that I won't really. I mean, you won't catch me really like in a mini skirt or something. Like I don't, because I'm just not comfortable wearing it. Like that's
Respect.
just me though. That's just me. Yeah, like again, I like to be comfy but still stylish at the same time. And I like the style I like right now is the '90s like baggy pants and like the grunge look and stuff like that. I really love that. But yeah, you won't really catch me like in a mini skirt or like a mini dress like at a show. Like if it's an indie show, I will not wear a mini dress or mini skirt. If we are like backstage at MLW, maybe I'll throw that on one day. But yeah, that's typically what I've been thinking as far as style. It's just more so that. So that is my fashion don't.
The day they catch you in a mini skirt is the day that they catch me in some Crocs. I'm not doing that shit.
I had Crocs, but I lost those as well. I don't know what happened, what show I left them at, but I always wore them at a show, and they were yellow, so they were very obnoxious, and I love that they were that way.
You had them the yellow SpongeBob ass Crocs, and they got
Yeah.
lost. See, look,
Yeah.
that's God. That's God right there, looking out for you. Mm-hmm.
No, someone was jealous. They saw how comfy I was, so they wanted to take them.
Put they
That's
big ass feet in your size 6
yeah.
shoes.
Yeah, I'm a size 9, so I want to see who can fit in them size 9s for real.
Size 9, so that's about 7.5 in men. So you was
Yeah.
definitely. Were you ever a Jordan person or no?
No, I was never.
I was gonna say because like you just hit the cusp of being able to get the real good sneakers.
No, yeah, I don't wear those at all.
They shit fell off anyway, so it is what it is.
Okay.
But what's not falling off and is actually on the up and the rise. Can we talk about the Kick Demon vlog?
Yes, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What questions do you have?
First and foremost, the concept of you at the end of each episode turning the light off, chef's kiss,
Yes, right?
peak. What made you come up with the KD vlog in the first place?
I have to say, my rival, Delmy, she kind of gave me the idea because she did Delmy vlogs on TikTok.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, I love vlogging. Like, I used to do it on YouTube, whatever. She kind of like hyped me up to like do it as well. So I was like, all right, I'll like post it on TikTok. And then I saw there was an opportunity to like post reels on Instagram and even make some money off of that. So I decided to do it on Instagram as well. And I love watching those quick vlogs nowadays. Like, that's what's trending really, is like not too long, like not longer than 3-minute type vlogs.
Yep.
And they're very quick clips like that. And it's very like ASMR. Like, you don't, like, I like to throw in music here and there, but like sometimes I just like the natural, like organic sound. Cause I feel like it's relaxing to a lot of people as well. And that's kind of like how I thought of putting it together. And of course, I like to, when it's like wrestling, I like to respect people's privacy. So I don't try to put too much out there. I'll probably put some like funny moments where they don't mind. And of course, I ask the wrestlers if it's okay that they're in my vlog. And so I'd like to still give people the experience and see the perspective of how it is to be an indie wrestler, but also, you know, keep it respectful to like the wrestlers and backstage and all that as well.
Are we gonna get the big Kick Demon vlog for WrestleMania weekend?
Oh my gosh, you know what? I am not going, unfortunately.
What you mean, bro?
I would love to go. Honestly, there was one show that reached out, and like the thing is, it's the flights. It's the prices of the flights that are just outrageous right now. And yeah, I know it'll be really good this year for sure. And a lot of the West Coast promotions are running. So I would like to see the West Coast peeps really show out this year. Let's show out West Coast peeps, okay? Let's see those West Coast shows really showcase the talent over there, because I know there's a lot of talent over there, and I know it's their time this year. It's always back and forth where it's like East Coast, West Coast, maybe in the South, like in Dallas, like Dallas weekend. But like, yeah, that's kind of how I see it. Like, it's cool, it's fine. I had my past couple of Mania weeks. I'm okay to chill. And just enjoy it, just watching the shows this year. But yeah, I know it's like the flights are always it though. Always.
The flights, yeah.
To Vegas, they're so like outrageous, man. Like from DC to Vegas.
Oh yeah, you are in DC. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, luckily for me right now, I'm looking at flights from New Jersey, and like they're not as crazy, but ultimately I see exactly where you're coming from. The minute I took a flight to Cleveland, this was like a week or two ago, and they almost tried to charge me like a large $500. I said, I know you fucking lying.
No.
It might just be the nature of the way the world is right now, which is kind of nuts. So
Yeah. I can't drop that much money right now. I like to keep it. I'm gonna buy some new gear or something.
hey, I mean, there's always gonna be SummerSlam. SummerSlam is gonna be in New Jersey, so that's like a hop, skip, and a jump for you.
Oh yes, yeah.
So
Good
listen,
to know.
everybody out there, WrestleMania weekend, y'all been warned. You lucky.
You lucky.
I want to walk back to the whole locker room conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who is somebody in a locker room that you didn't expect that you would mesh well and vibe with, but like y'all are like really gang like that?
I don't, I usually can tell right when I meet a person if we are gonna vibe well. I always don't know how people take me, like how they think of me when they first meet me, because sometimes like I could look like I'm going to just be mean. Like I've gotten that. Like some people thought I was just going to be mean or something. Like so it's hard for me to kind of I don't know. I don't get like weird about it, or I don't have any like social anxiety. Like I can talk to people. Like I'm cool with that, but sometimes I can just tell like maybe they don't know how to really make out. Like they don't know how to talk to me or approach me, or they're being very careful, which is fine. I get it, but it's like it's all right. Like we cool, whatever. And sometimes I'll even throw in a joke real quick, and then like when I do that, they start like laughing a little bit, and then they get a little comfortable. So that's what I kind of do. There's no one really that I feel like where I don't think that we weren't gonna vibe, and we did. I can't really think. I mean, it is what it is, you know. You're not gonna vibe with everybody, you know. So I don't really like take it to heart, take it personal, or anything. If people are not gonna want to like joke the same way or talk to me after a match or something, like you know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. So yeah, like, and everyone's always going to find like their people in general, like that we're gonna gravitate to, like you know what I mean. So yeah, like it is what it is. I can't really think of anybody. I'm also not gonna like just say any names as well, because I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable. But like I just overall I don't think it was ever gonna be weird vibes with anyone like that.
No, I respect that. Like for me on my side of the fence too, again, when you meet these wrestlers, again, and PSA as well for everybody listening, when y'all meet these wrestlers, bro, please have some fucking decorum. Just but when I meet these wrestlers and such, I'm at first worried. I don't want to come off as like a dumbass or some shit like that. I don't want to come off as like being too, I don't want to act like I'm too close to you right off the gate, which is probably where when they first meet you, that kind of comes into play.
Yeah.
So it's great that you kind of come in and you give them that, like, all right, let me throw that little joke in. And I'm like, oh, wow, you actually have a sense of humor. Okay, well, let's do this.
Yeah, because I get it too. Like, there's been some fans who, you know, they do get comfortable real quick just because like we might have had like one conversation online or something, and I'm like, okay, chill type thing. But yeah, always with that too, always just remember, if you do want to also throw in anything to the wrestler, like to collaborate, like, oh, like I do photography or I do graphic design or anything like that, just keep it very business as well. Not so much of like thinking like, oh, this is about to be my friend. Like, no, this is like someone I'm just doing business with. So think about it as well with that. Even if you're just coming for us to like for an autograph or a picture, keep it very professional. And don't say anything out of line, you know, because like you will definitely get the vibe that we are not feeling it with you. we will definitely show that through the vibes, through everything, just the way like our actions are. You will know that we're not really liking how you're approaching us.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, the second time I met you in person, I came up to you and the question I specifically asked was, hey, was there ever a moment where I messaged you or said something to you where like it felt like I was doing something like that? Now I'm gonna let you know now, I cringed like shit after I asked it. Like I was in the car driving home, like, why the fuck did I ask this right now? That's weird. But my intentions were great, and like hopefully it spoke and said, like, all right, this is not that.
No, yeah, no. And I'm glad if people ask that. Like, that's very respectful. Like, to me, like, during that time, too, I was like, oh, no. Like, I was like, because I was trying to process what you were asking when you asked that. Because, like, one, like, I can't hear that great. So, like, I, like, heard your question. I'm like, oh, did you really ask that? I was like, no. Like, yeah, you didn't do anything. So I was like, if I looked weird, like answering it, was because I was trying to process your question.
Nah, you looked like you answered the question, and it was like you were in the zone answering it, and it was like, all right, well, like you were waiting for like, all right, well, where are you going with this? And in that moment, I'm
No,
like,
yeah, you're fine.
okay, I'm gonna leave. Bye.
No, yeah, you're fine.
Cool. Back on the topic though of like you and Kick Demon vlog related things. One of the things you said in your vlog, and I've seen you actually do on there, thrifting.
Yes.
What are some of the coolest things you found in thrifting, and how did you even get into it in the first place?
I think my grandma got me into thrifting. I forgot where she took like me and my sister, but she just told us about thrifting. I'm like, what is that? Like we went to like a flea market, we went to a thrift store, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool, whatever. And then I got more and more into it as I got older. I was like, oh wait, like we can find some good stuff in these places. Hold on. So I guess like, and it grew more when I was in high school because my style was very different. And then of course, like when I was in fashion school as well. So everywhere I go now, I try to find at least a thrift store or a cafe. But like thrift stores are like a major like Google search for me. If I feel like I have time in a city I'm in, I'm gonna look up a thrift store. And I don't know like what the craziest thing that I've found, to be honest. There's always random stuff. Always. Like, even in the, I think especially in the Goodwills, you're gonna see like the the most random things. You're gonna see like pool floaties or something. Like it's just gonna be random stuff that people absolutely were just like just threw like in the donation box or something. So yeah, like that's, yeah, as far as clothing, there's always been like some cool like very vintage 80s stuff. I like seeing that. Like I probably wouldn't be able to rock it. Like there's some that are like, I think it was more for like the girly girls in the 80s type dresses and mini skirts and stuff like that, like the denim dresses or something. Like I've seen those in thrift stores. I wouldn't be able to pull it off, but I'm like, yo, that's cool to find.
Yeah. You know what? Like the first time I ran it, what is that fucking material called? Like all the British people be the tartan pants, I think it's called.
Yeah.
I so badly wanted a pair of those, and I seen them in the thrifts. I put them shits on. I'm like, this looks so nasty on me.
That was a trend. Like I think it was when I was in middle school. Like they were coming, but it was like skinny jeans, like like the skinny jeans, like when it was like kind of bringing back the trend, whatever. And that's when I was wearing those too, but I wouldn't wear them today.
Keep it funky. Did you wear them big ass frames with no lenses in them?
Oh, so they weren't that big, but they looked like regular glasses, but they didn't have any lens in them. Yes, so I did do that trend, like the swag trend or whatever. Like I did wear the glasses or something, but I didn't go full swag. I was like scene queen, emo queen, wearing the big glasses. That was what I was doing. And of course, like me, I actually can't see far away. So I needed to wear actual glasses, but I didn't. I wore fake glasses. That's another thing.
Yo, so long as you wasn't out there wearing the you know how like they had the squirrel tail or the raccoon tail sitting on the side. You had one of those, didn't you? Please tell me you did. Please tell me you didn't have one of those.
I did.
No, bro.
Yo, I swear I had two of them. But there was one I got at an anime convention. There was one that was like a long white tail. It was so beautiful, by the way.
You're in anime?
I don't watch anime like that. I was very into like Japanese rock music, but I would go I would go to like the anime conventions all the time with my friends, and we would buy like the fashion stuff because that's what we were into. And so I bought I saw the tails at a booth, like at a vendor booth, and I definitely got one right away, and I wore that like almost every day in school.
Oh no.
I told you my style was like unique, different, whatever when I was in high school, and I always missed that kind of side of me of just not caring, and that's how much I didn't care. I was wearing like the raccoon tail, the fox tail, like just everything during that time. I wouldn't wear it today, no, but I have this like cute little furry animal thing attached to my purse, so if it's like something like cute little accessory from my bag, maybe I'll throw that on.
I walk around at these wrestling shows wearing masks and stuff, and everybody swear I'm in the BDSM, so I can't really judge you. But I want to know more. Hold on about this J-Rock situation. Was you outside listening to like the TM Revolutions and the Pillows?
Yeah.
Like, who was you really riving with?
So I was very into Visual K type bands. Yeah. So like, and you know what? I also got inspired by a lot of Visual K, like with my wrestling. Like there's certain things that I do that was inspired by Visual K. But that I was heavy on Visual K when I was in high school, and me and my group of friends were known to like make banners and stuff when the bands came to the U.S. at conventions. Go to like all the concerts as much as we can, at least. I mean, we were high schoolers, so it's like how much money can I grab from my parents to go to these things, you know? Because I had no money. Literally, they'll give me some money for a whole convention weekend, and I just wouldn't eat. I wouldn't eat, and I would just buy posters, magazines, and clothes. But it was good times for real. But yeah, and again, when I went to Japan, when I went to Japan, I had to go to those hot spots, like where Visual K stuff, because like I always dreamed of going when I was a little girl. So, yeah, so that's a big thing to me when I was in high school. That's actually something that kind of saved me in high school, like kept me sane, because the music is just beautiful. Like I love Visual K. I love the aesthetic of Visual K. It's still different till this day. I don't see anything like it. It's crazy like how that is, but yeah.
I gotta trade songs and shit like that with you after this, because like between them, fucking TM Revolution, there was I think it's One OK Rock or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that was my like. When I first was growing up as a child, I didn't listen to rap first. I always started off listening to like Japanese music because of anime and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like everybody in the class talking about like 50 Cent and stuff. And granted, I love 50 Cent and everything too, but I couldn't share my CD player with people because I'd have a burnt CD and it had fucking I'd be listening to like Sailor Moon's theme and like Sonic the Hedgehog music. I'm in there like, bro, clutching that shit for dear life. Like, so to know that you're in that shit means something to me, man.
No, yeah, I get it, because even with my playlist, I still have my Visual K playlist, so I can send that to you if you want. But
Please.
like literally, I couldn't share my music with anyone. They wouldn't get it at all. So, but I always kept it like very close to my heart. Like I even bought some of the CDs. Like I ordered them from Japan. Like there were definitely bands that I was obsessed more than the others, and there was bands that I met that I got to meet in person, and the whole experience in general, like the whole fandom that I was a part of, it was just great. That's like one thing I also miss, is just looking back at that as well when it came to high school.
High school was a moment. Like you had Visual K, you had Disturbed. I was like Evanescence at that time. It was,
yeah.
And then we grew up.
Yep. I see like throwback like type of videos that are on TikTok like that. They like to throw those like throwback early 2000s videos at me, like so nostalgic, where I almost like get so emotional, because like during those times you had no worries in the world. Like yo, like I can't even explain it to anyone. It's just
2007 was almost 10 years. People who were born in 2007, I said almost 10 years, almost 20 years. People who were born in 2007 are turning 18 this year.
Oh my gosh.
Like 2007 was my freshman year of high school, bro. Like I hate this shit so bad.
I was in middle school, but I get it. We were still in that same era. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Listen, I'm about to be real sad. Let me wind this back to wrestling real quick. So let's stay in Japan though. I've seen you wrestle against and wrestle with some crazy names, be it like in Japan, in the States. I've seen you work with Maki Ito. I think you've worked with Starlight Kid. Or at least the same show you might have worked her.
We were on the same show. We didn't work each other.
Starlight Kid, when we talk about like WrestleMania weekend, that's one of the only reasons I want to go out there. I want my photo out with Starlight Kid so bad.
Yes.
Who are some of these like I guess for 2025, one, do you feel like you're gonna make your way back out there? And two, who are some of these heads that you really want to bump heads with, like in Japan, in your list? Like you want to mix it up so bad that you didn't get the chance to.
Well, I would love to go back always, you know.
Mhm.
So definitely a goal, if anything. I would like to wrestle Starlight though. You know, Starlight, Tekla. I,
Tekla, yo,
I
yes.
love Tekla. I got to hang out with her when I was over there, and she is just like a spitfire. Like I love her personality. She is like just so fun. You never get bored just hanging out with her. So I would like to wrestle her. We were talking about it. It's like, yo, we would have a fire match if anything. So yeah, her Azumi as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think. Who else in Japan? There's just so many. So many. So if anything, whether it be back at TJPW or Great or even like a Stardom run will be cool. We'll see. I would like to go back there in general and just mix it up and see what's good.
If I remember correctly, do you or do you not eat meat?
I do.
Okay, so in Japan, that sounded crazy, but hear me out. What I was gonna ask was, you know how like everybody go to Japan and the big thing is to get that jacket from that steakhouse?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Did you get to run that circuit?
I didn't, so I probably should the next time I go.
Case
I
in point.
definitely should. The thing is, I was just alone all of the times I was there, except when I was like hanging out with Tekla. But like we went to like another place, like because she had her other friends with her, so we all didn't get to go there. But like I was just alone the whole time, so it's like I wasn't really comfortable just going there and be like, "Hey, I'm a wrestler. I would like a jacket or something." I don't even know how to do like approach about, you know. So I would be more comfortable if I was with somebody and they're like, "Yo, like," and they speak Japanese or something. Like in that case. I didn't really want to go in there just being like, yo, can I get a jacket?
Like, yo, for free? Like, what we doing?
Yeah. So next time, I hope next time that can happen.
Can you navigate Japan like as one as a wrestler and two just as a person without knowing Japanese?
Yes, you can, because like a lot of things are in English. If you're in the train system, like they have the announcement in English and everything, the screens in English. It's very easy to even look in your maps and like it will tell you where to go. The train system is very easy. You won't get lost at all. Maybe a couple of times, but like after a day of just going through it, you'll be fine. Yeah,
I gotta get out there so bad. Like
yeah, dude.
with every fiber of my spirit. That's a 2026 thing, probably. Like
Okay.
I'm speaking that into existence.
Oh yeah,
Um,
possible.
I had a few more questions and then I'll leave you be for the rest of the day.
Hmm.
First and foremost, I want you to, and I know you don't really like singling out people too much, but I do have a whole segment dedicated towards it.
Okay.
Pass the baton. I want you to spotlight an indie wrestler out there who you feels like deserves some credit, deserves some shine. And this isn't to say this person's better than anybody. You just want to put them on a pedestal right now.
Mm. Woo! I have to go with my girl Jordan Blade.
Yes.
By the
Yes.
way, oh my gosh, Jordan, that's my girl. Like, that's one person we hit it off right away. Cause she's from Richmond, and like I'm in Northern Virginia, but like we still have that personality. Like we just go together so well. We always have each other's back. Like she is hilarious, and she works super hard. There are times when she would travel maybe up to the Northeast driving, and she has to work in the morning the next day. Yeah. And she works in Richmond, you know? So
Yeah, that's like
she'll be
out.
going up to the Northeast, same, and then the next day she'll just drive like overnight. She has to work, no sleep basically. Um, she recently had like a UK tour. Like last year, she had a UK tour. She got picked by Jonathan Gresham when she did his seminar. She's working super duper hard, and I hope a lot of people see that. I think like more support towards her for sure. She needs like more spotlight, more highlight on her, because She will tear it up. She has a jiu-jitsu background. She will literally drag everybody in the ring. I'm not kidding. Being in the ring with her, like, go hard or go home. That's why I love wrestling her as well. We always hit it off, have great chemistry. So yeah, that's one person for sure that comes to mind.
My thing with Jordan, I think Jordan's moniker is the submission sniper.
Yeah.
Yo, like when I tell you the matches that I've seen Jordan in go incredibly crazy, and Jordan's actually funny as hell, like on the internet. I don't know Jordan like that, but like when I see like Jordan's interactions with people, be cracking me the fuck up.
Oh yeah, she's so funny all the time.
And like for her to drive from, first of all, Virginia Road's absolute ass, but to drive from Virginia all the way up to the Northeast and then back for work, that's dedication and that's craft. Like Jordan, I know Jordan recently got into like a stable with I think O'Neal and Mr. Carter.
Yeah.
They're doing that thing. I see that being something real crazy, and that might be one of those pieces to bolster Jordan's name.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that people don't know about certain wrestlers. That's one wrestler for sure. Like, she been paying her dues, dude.
I want to take the time to flip it back to you. This segment, again, as far as like passing the baton and spotlighting people, I got this thing that I always do. I give people their flowers. So we're going to give Janai Kai their flowers really quickly. Let's talk about how amazing you are. You said 8 years in the game right now?
Yes.
8 years in the game right now. Like I remember, I didn't see it when it happened, but I think you ran with like Gaia Terra or something like that when you were first running. Was that you?
When I did the masked wrestler thing?
Cage Match could be lying to me right now.
Well, so I did the masked wrestler for IWTV, and that was the gimmick that I did. But I never ran with that anywhere. It was just for that show. But I was always Janai Kai. I did have a moniker that was the baddest black belt, and I ran with that for a little bit, and then I switched it to the Kick Demon after like basically that nickname was given to me.
Now the Kick Demon hit harder, no pun intended.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It do. Yo, my thing, man, like I've seen you for, I want to say 2 years now. I've been watching your work and stuff, and I've never watched a match of yours and I've been like, all right, you took off this match. Like, all right, you kind of you phoned this one in. This one you was just coasting and chilling. Like, you go hard every single match. I've seen you live. I've seen you on IWTV, which you should subscribe. I've seen you on like so many other different facets, companies, and like, bro, you've been out here moving. You always stay in a fucking airport. You always stay hustling. Like, one thing about you is you gonna get to that bag. And a lot of people don't have that work ethic or that drive that you have. So like when you say or do things, you're like, hey, hey, I'm sorry I didn't get to you immediately. I'm like, bro, I know you working, you doing your thing. Like, and also, again, like the whole being approachable aspect, so long as somebody's not a dick, they just kind of come up to you with some respect and decorum. Like, you are absolutely one of the nicest people I ran into on the indie circuit. That shit is cool, man. Like, it makes it easy for me to support and root for somebody like you because you deserve that based on just your talent and your credit and everything of that nature. But like, it's kind of, Ray Charles could see the fact that like ultimately you gonna really be one of them impact players, and everything that you work for, everything you put into is gonna give you what you're looking for. You don't need me to tell you that. You see that shit happening with like just the things that you do, the accolades, you getting that featherweight championship. Like, the world is yours.
Thank you.
I can't thank you enough for being able to just be nice to people and also just being able to put your body on the line. Because like the murderous intent, that aura, I want no parts.
All good.
Listen, I want to thank you so much for you taking the time to even have this conversation with me. I want you to take the time to reflect on where we can find you, where we can find the Kick Demon vlog, where we can find like what are some upcoming things happening that you want to plug and promote?
Yeah, so you can find me on X, Instagram, TikTok, all Janai_Kai. Where I'll be at. Okay, so I have a couple weekends off right now. March looks like it's gonna start getting busy, like almost mid-March. But I'll be doing a meet and greet in New Jersey, New York. No, New York.
New York.
New York, big event, New York. So I'll be there. Where else? I believe there's Shadow. Oh gosh, I'm drawing.
I think you got like Metal Mania coming up.
Shadow. I have Metal Mania. There's a New Jersey one. Is it Shadow? I think it's Shadow. I'm like, now you really got me thinking. Like, okay, I don't want to be dumb and like say the wrong thing, but yeah. So I have like a New Jersey promotion. I do have Metal Mania. I am going back to Metal Mania, and then the next day after Metal Mania is MLW in LA, which I'm looking forward to. And there's more surprises coming. I can't say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep that close to you.
Yep.
Janai, I thank you so much for your time. I thank you so much for doing this. For you, the people that watch this episode, thank you so much. Make sure you subscribe to me. Make sure you subscribe to Janai. Make sure you throw some money Janai's way as well. And go wash your face.
That part.
You are now